That's exactly what we're talking about. So my name is Agu Sergius Alex. I go by the name Serge. I am a medical doctor, but I have a very deep-rooted passion in writing. I'm working on a particular book at the moment titled To Cut the Wrong Story Short, and a few other works I've been on. At the same time, my normal practice, and you'll be seeing me here once in a while. So that's what I do. I'm married, have 2 kids, 2 boys, and they also keep me busy at home. So most times when I'm free, I do a lot of writing and I like to read. But these days, I find it very difficult to read physical book just because of time. So I end up using Audible or voice rather than physical books, which I deeply regret, but there's nothing I can do about that. So that being said, let's get to what we have to talk about today. And I am finding it difficult to find who is in here, but I know I can see Editora, IS Editora. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining my live. I think this is the second live I'm doing, but I am trying to understand how this works. But so that being said, so how do we stay focused on the goal and keep it fresh so that we can actually start something today in the next, something we'll be looking up forward to that in the next 3 years or 4 years or 5 years, that is something that is going to yield remarkable results. How do we do that? I have listed about 5 things that we need to be considering or be doing or looking forward to doing that will help us be grounded and stay fresh on the goal for those number of years or going forward. And one of them is that you can't take away that you need to love what you are doing. So whatever it is, if it's writing, whether it's starting up a business, whether it's your regular job, you need to love what you do, or at least find joy in it. No matter how you're going to do it, try to have fun with it, try to have a play with it, because you can't wake up every day only to visit something you dread for years. The chances are, if you don't love what you do, that you're going to give up at some point. There is no two ways about it. So that's one thing I've come up with. The second thing I've come up with is that you need to be very clear on what you are doing in terms of purpose. Why are you doing it? What do you hope to achieve? And where are you heading with it? Because if you are not convinced, that's actually the conviction for you. If you know what the purpose is or what your why is on that particular goal, it makes it solid enough that you can actually relate it with people or even explain it to people. But when you don't know the purpose of why you've started that, for instance, if say I am showing up on Substack every day, so what is my target? What's my goal? So when that goal is not clear, it means that there are days I can't even show up because I don't have a target. I don't even have a plan with that. The same thing with, okay, I want to write a book. I've started a book. So what's my target? What's my goal? What's my purpose? What do I hope to achieve with it? So when I titled the book, I was like, okay, this is exactly what I want to achieve with this title. And that keeps me focused on that goal and not to deviate at any particular time. So first thing we've said is that you need to fall in love with whatever you intend to do, whatever you are doing, you need to fall in love with it. The second one we said is that you need to be purposeful about it. Know your why, define it clearly. Sometimes you might have to write it and paste it somewhere. So whatever you do, you move around and you are able to revisit it again and see why you've started in the first place. What's the third one? The third one is you need to have a vision. A very clear vision. When I use the word vision, is quite different from purpose, because vision is like, as is being said, like you have a good mental picture of where you are going, what you are expecting, like the reward that lies ahead of you. A very popular quote or Bible verse I will use to explain this is what Paul was trying to describe Jesus in this setting. And he said that that was in Hebrew 12:2. He says that because of the joy that was awaiting for him, he thought it nothing of disgrace of dying on the cross. Like he could visualize the reward that lies ahead. And so he thought it nothing of disgrace, even of the disgrace of dying on the cross. And for that, he is seated at the right hand of God on the throne. So this is exactly what it is. So if you could see, probably maybe you have about 2 subscribers, or maybe just only you, but you're still writing and pasting there, writing and pasting. And you know that what you could see, or when you are writing those and posting them, you're not seeing 1 subscriber, you're seeing 10,000, you're seeing 500,000. That's exactly what will keep you going until you see that result. There is no way you're turning back. So that's it. So the first one we've said is you need to love what you do. Second one, you need to define or be clear on your purpose or why you're doing it. And then the third one, you have to be able to visualize it clearly. So sometimes where we get this vision of a thing wrong is because sometimes it's just like you're trying to move to a particular location, and if you think vision as something immediate, like within your vicinity, then you're getting it wrong. And that's what most of us do. If I write something now, paste immediately, I will stay there trying to see how many people have read it, how many people have opened it. Oh, and at the end of the day or two, if I've come back, something I've spent maybe 30 minutes or an hour writing, and it's only 2 people that have liked it, or not even at all, I get so discouraged. But that shouldn't be. If that happens to you, just know that you are looking within the immediate vicinity, which doesn't clearly define what vision we're talking about is. So vision we're talking about is that you should be able to look into the distance, into the future, into the next 5 years, next 10 years, and say, good, this is exactly what I'm looking forward to. So forget about what happens in the immediate time. There is time that once you break that challenge, or people get to trust you, people get to notice you, you will start seeing that breakthrough you want to see, that likes and that comment and that engagement. But the one thing, if at all, you have to do at any time is to always try to improve and, try to review what you are doing and see what needs to be adjusted and what needs to be improved on. That's one thing. So let's go to the fourth one. And before then, let's go back again. So we've talked about you need to love what you do. And then second one, we said that you need to be clear on your purpose or why you're doing it. And then the third one, we said that you need to, your vision, your far distance vision needs to be very clear. And then the fourth one now is belief. In 2 ways, you need to believe in that same thing you are doing, be very convinced about it, and then you need to believe in yourself. These two, they come together because you need to believe in yourself that you will be able to do this. Oh, I've started a newsletter. In as much as you might think that you're not a good writer, you don't have so much to talk about, but at the same time, you do have a lot to talk about. A lot of things that's happened in your life, a lot of things is going on in your life, a lot of things are even lying ahead. So talk about, find out what others are doing, and then that's exactly how you need to build that belief in yourself. So you need to build the belief in yourself and the belief in the project you are doing that it will work. If you lack belief in the project you want to do, people can easily talk you out of it, and that's exactly what happens. So we've talked about the fourth one. Then let's go to the final one we have today. And that final one is self-discipline. Now, before I go deep into what self-discipline entails when it comes to keeping the goal or your vision fresh in your head over the years or over the period you are chasing them, self-discipline is very important. But one thing I would say that will help you build or strengthen your self-discipline will be try to create a story around whatever you are building. If you have a good story, what stories make is that story makes it relatable, makes it part of you. And that story is what builds your belief. And when your belief is well built, it's easy to formulate habits out of that belief. And when you formulate belief out of your habit, it becomes easy to stay consistent on a goal because self-discipline becomes much easier with habit. But without habit, self-discipline is very difficult to keep. You will need to drag yourself each time to it. So that's a way to soften ground for self-discipline. So what is this self-discipline we are talking about? Self-discipline is like, it's not about, what happens when all the motivations you've had has vanished. Like maybe where I'm getting the motivation is that I've seen people who are doing the right thing, or maybe who have started a business, or maybe I've seen someone out of maybe I need a second source of income to sustain my home and all that. So I've decided to start doing something. Maybe that initial time I started it, there is motivation or there is a clear reason or demand for me to get it started. Then that's why I started it. But what happens is that it shouldn't take time. Maybe in the next day, it's very easy for those motivations to vanish. So you need to have that clear self-discipline that will still keep you on track, and you wake up each day and you still come back again to it and not just feel like, well, I don't even know what I was doing. Like it was just something that came up in my mind. So that's exactly self-discipline for you. Your ability to drag yourself each time and get back on it. Even if you say, okay, I am going to write 300 words every day or 1,000 words every day. There are a lot of times or number of days you won't feel like writing. So it's self-discipline that will help you. But if you are able to soften the ground with habits, that will make a lot of difference. So in a sense, what we've tried to talk about here is how do you keep the goal or focus on the goal and keep it fresh as the year goes by. So this is something I feel like that would definitely be of a great help for every one of us, especially even people on Substack. If you're writing, you have very few subscribers like myself, and you need to keep going. You need to keep that vision fresh, fall in love with writing, be clear on your purpose and why you're writing, be able to visualize your goal and what you want to achieve and where you are heading to, and then believe in yourself, believe in the goal you're chasing, and at the same time, you need a lot of self-discipline. So that's what I have today. Thank you so much. I can see editorial and I don't know who else. I don't know how to check who and who is in this meeting, but I can see that I have 3 people here. And I want to say thank you again for showing up in my live session. I will be closing it down. I still have a lot to share, and I will try to show up another time so we can have a chat. Thank you so much. And thank you very much. I think confidence is important. Very good. So yeah, Karen, Brisport, thank you so much. She's saying that confidence is very important. Yes, confidence is very, very important if we choose a particular goal or something we are building for the long run or for the long term. If we lack confidence in it, nobody will ever believe that it's going to be successful, or that you can't even walk people in your direction if you lack confidence. And when you lack confidence, it's easy, very, very easy for you to be distracted, especially in the world we are living in. You might be in your room and formulate an idea, decide what you're going to do, but the moment you step out there, you get so distracted. By the time you see 1,001 other things to do or to even be distracted about, you end up doing nothing. So that confidence, if you have it, keeps you to yourself, to that goal, like glue you to that goal. You're not looking aside because you are confident that you know what you're doing, you know how you can do it, and you have all it takes. That's exactly what Karen is. I think that make a lot of sense, Karen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that point. Thank you. I don't know if anybody has anything to add, and I don't know how to add. I can't add somebody anyway. If anybody wants to be added, and then I will round up with this session. And thank you so much. I appreciate your presence here. My name again is Serge. Nice to meet you all. Thank you. Bye bye.